Hello, it's me James, and welcome back to another episode of Simply Survival. This is the series where I like to show you tips, tricks, and tutorials, and of course, we like to do this in complete survival. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to build the best iron farm in the Minecraft Bedrock edition. So, as you can see, this is the farm that we're going to be building today. The kill system at the bottom is very, very simple. There is going to be a slight difference to the one we're actually building today. It's a little bit more resource friendly. But as for the main shape, that is the one that we are going for. Now, if you're wondering what kind of rates this farm produces, well, I'm about to show you something. For that, I need to go to the end. So for you guys that watch Simply Survival, you will know that we are removing the end. And basically, I wanted to just like kind of go overkill on the situation and put a beacon on every single end gateway. In total, this would have been about 29,000 pieces of iron, and we managed to do that. Well, my alt account managed to do that in around about, I would say, 2 weeks, and that is not full on AFKing as well. That's like with days off and stuff like that. We do actually still need 4 beacons, but I do have some iron stocked up in my ender chest. But I mean, I think this gives you a good idea of how much iron you're going to be getting from this farm. It really is one of the best iron farms I've ever built in survival. And to top it off, I basically have never had to fix this. I've had to fix this farm once, and all I had to do was move the job blocks from the bottom solid block that you can see behind me literally to where they are now. This farm is pretty awesome. It's lasted a fair few updates, but now what I decided to do is cut it down a little bit, save on some blocks, and to be honest with you, I don't know about you guys, but this thing, it does look really nice now as well. At least I think it looks a lot better than it did. As far as materials go, everything you're gonna need is in this box, plus a little bit extra just in case. I'm also gonna put a full list of this in the description below. One thing I have missed out of this box, which I do need to get, is some water, so I'll grab that right now. But yeah, I'm gonna put everything in the description anyway, so yeah, feel free to go down there. That should also save a little bit of time in the video. Before we actually start, and before you start this build, one thing I would prepare are your villagers. I've got 20, or at least I think I've got 20 villagers inside this dirt little hut, and as soon as I press that lever, we'll get ourselves a minecart and we're ready to take them to the location of where we're building the iron farm. Now, another very important thing to note, those villagers are exactly, well, not exactly, they are over 100 blocks away from my new location. I have chosen to build my new iron farm in my perimeter, and the reason I'm doing that is because when I'm like digging this out, I just thought, you know, I'm gonna get some iron plus like digging iron, so it's kind of like, you know, double iron. I'm never gonna need any iron ever again, like legit. So yeah, I built this track. It's important to get a couple redstone tracks on. That's gonna help you further on into the build. Again, I would definitely recommend getting your villagers sorted out now and getting this track sorted out right now as well. It makes things so much easier. Now remember, I'm gonna mention this right now one more time. Everything, every village, which means this iron farm, which is classed as a village, needs to be 100 blocks away. If I fly over here, you can see that I am just over 100 blocks away because we're putting it in this chunk just here. And the same with this village. Make sure that any village, any beds, any job blocks are literally 100 blocks away. Make sure there are no job blocks, beds, placed down in the area you are going to build this farm. And as soon as you got all your resources and literally done all that with your villagers, make sure you're in a location where it's safe to build. You're pretty much ready to start building this farm. Right now, I'm going to go to bed though. So once you pick your location of your farm and you know it's 100% safe, you're going to want to go ahead, grab your chest, hoppers, campfire, grab a little bit of glass. You don't actually need this much glass. Magma blocks, buttons, and your lava bucket. First of all, place down your double chest in this position like so. So you're gonna have 2 double chests, then grab your hoppers straight away on top of all of those double chests. Make sure the funnels of the hoppers are going into the chest. After this, let's go ahead and place down our campfires. Now if you want to be really picky to have all the wood facing in the right direction, you're going to want to make sure you stand on the edge and make sure like all the wood's in the right direction. And that is looking good to go. At this point, you can place your first layer of glass around the edge of those campfires. And I'm also going to place a little piece of glass to stand on as well. Now, simply add another piece of glass on top of that. Grab our buttons and button that up. So we're going to have 2 buttons this side. You can't really see it because of the smoke. And 2 buttons this side. Again, you can't really see it because of the smoke. Now we want to go one more. And this is simply going to encase our lava in. We'll grab our lava right now. Place our lava down. And we are good to go. Grab our magma blocks. You're going to want to crouch space. And basically, you won't take any damage. And you're going to want to go around all of the corners as well this time. Just like so. And that, my friends, is step 1 complete. You should have something that looks a little bit like this. Next up, let's go ahead and grab our solid blocks. Remember, this does not need to be white concrete. You can go ahead and pick, you know, cobblestone if you really want. Just any solid block. Just make sure it's a solid block. I'm also going to grab my leaves at this point and my string as well. Again, I don't think I'm actually going to need this much string. I just wanted to make sure I had enough. Next step, what you're going to want to do is go 6 blocks out from each direction. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and of course 6. Let's go ahead and connect this one up like that. And now we're going to want to do that in all 4 directions. Of course, I've already done that one. After that, you should have something that looks like this. At this point, what we're going to want to do is go to the end of any one and go 1, 2, and then we're going to go out 1, 2, and 3, and then out 1 and 2. And then we should be able to connect this end up. Simply 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and 3, and it will connect like so. Let me show you that one more time. So we're going to go out 1, 2, and then 1, 2, and 3, and then 1 and 2, and then we should be able to reach this side and go 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. So we're going to want to do that to all of the sides. And once they are connected, you will have a circle that looks like this. The next step is to simply fill this circle in like this. Now you will have a filled in circle. Let's go ahead and grab some solid blocks and go to the outside and simply place some solid blocks all the way around the outside. Now, of course, you can see I'm placing blocks on top of blocks. After we built this farm, you can actually remove the blocks underneath here if you really want. I'm going to go ahead and do that because you can save on a fair few blocks. So yeah, all you want to do is continue all the way around the outside of the farm, not doing the corners, just the outside blocks like this. And then once you get round, you want to go ahead and do it again. There we go. So you should have your circle with 2 wall layers, if that makes sense. Now, you can do this bit at the end if you really want, but I'm going to do it now. I mean, I just like to do it as I go. I'm going to add now leaves and string. What the leaves are going to do is stop the golems from spawning on these walls. And what the string will do is stop lightning from setting fire to the leaves. Now, you might be wondering, well, James, why don't you use a copper rod? Now, I'm fairly certain that a copper rod will allow iron golems to spawn on it, which means they are deemed pretty much useless for iron golem farms. So, yeah, we're just going to string it up. It's pretty easy. Just make sure you don't, like, double string it up, because then you're obviously going to waste string. But, yeah, just go all the way around the outside on top of those leaves with a little bit of string. Nice. That is the kind of collection system complete now. Let's go ahead and add our villagers. So, first of all, we're going to need to, well, what I would do to make things double safe is we're not going to add the water right now, but what we are going to do is cover up that central column, and I'm just going to go up 3 blocks because that is where we're going to put our beds, 3 blocks above the kill chamber, or the kill tube, or whatever you want to call it. So here, I'm just going to make it 4 block, and then actually go and stand on there. So, of course, this would be a bed, so that's 1, 2, 3, and of course 4. So what I should actually mention is you want to make sure that your beds are in the right direction of where your villagers are. So my villagers are over there. So my villager pods are going to be in this direction, facing this way, and my beds are going to be kind of like here and obviously facing the middle. I'm just going to remove these temporary blocks there, and now I've worked out what direction I'm actually having my beds. I'm going to add the remainder of the beds. Now a quick way to do it is basically you want to be 2 blocks away from each side, and you will know that your platform is big enough. So literally all I do is like this all the way across and literally link that up, and that will be 10 beds or maybe a little bit less. I'm not actually 100% sure there, but you'll see in a second. And it looks quite close to the edge, but I mean it's very compact, very nice. super resource friendly. And now we have our platform all sorted out. Let me just remove these blocks. All right, so now I'm gonna start adding my beds. I'm gonna add the center ones in the middle, like so, with the pillows facing to the center of the farm. And basically, yeah, I'm gonna start in the middle and work my way out like this. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you guys, I don't 100% know if having the pillows in the center, that was incredibly laggy, if having the pillows in the center helps out. But I seen a comment one time and it said, dude, you should do that. And yeah, I thought I'd make the change. I mean, it may have made it better, but from now on, the pillows are in the center. And there we go. We have all 20 beds placed down, and now we can jump down like so and remove this from underneath. This is going to allow the golems to actually fall down there. Without removing this, they just wouldn't fit. So do not forget to remove this. Now grab your half slabs, trapdoors. Again, you do need 40, but you do get 20 of them back. So yeah, and you're going to need your minecarts, rails at this point, fletching tables, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, first of all, before we bring our villagers over, we're obviously going to need to, you know, make them a nice platform to stand on. To do this, we're going to crouch and basically look over this bed, place a block like so. On the edge of this block, we are then going to place a half slab and basically bring this line of half slabs all the way down. And once you've done that, you can grab some solid blocks and go all the way around the half slabs with some solid blocks. So you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Then we're going to add another row of blocks to the sides and the back, just like that. And at this stage, let's grab our trapdoors, place a trapdoor on top of those half slabs, just like this, and then go back down, crouch, and then place another row of trapdoors on those half slabs. Or should I say trapdoors? All right, don't jump down. Once you place them, you can actually stand on the back and, you know, just open every single trapdoor. It's important that you do put the top trapdoors in, although we are going to take them back eventually, but this is going to give us the perfect tool to help us get the villagers exactly where we want them. So once you've done it this side, you're going to want to do exactly that, the opposite side. So yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to do. So by mistake, I set my spawn on one of the beds. I don't know if that's going to affect it, but what I would do if you do that by mistake, like I did, is just, you know, replace the bed. That is just going to make everything a lot easier for everybody. That way, you know for sure that nothing is going to go wrong. As I said, once you've built one, you're going to want to build the exact same the other side. And of course, you can actually do the first layer from the floor if you really want. Nice. Now you should have 2 pods that kind of look finished, but not quite finished. And that's because we've got no villagers. But just before we do start to bring them through, what we're going to want to do is actually put some temporary blocks here that go all the way across like that, and we're going to do exactly the same this side. You just got to make sure you remember to remove them, and all this is going to be for is for your rails. And all I'm going to do is use some temporary blocks to link up my rails like this, and all the way down to the first one. And of course, on this end, you're going to need some more blocks. Jump on your bed and, you know, make the rails face the right direction like that. And now we are basically ready to bring a villager, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Now, this is pretty much set up, so there is, like, less risk. But, of course, moving villagers, there's always a bit of risk to it. Villagers are super, super annoying. I'm going to show you how to move 2 villagers, so you get the method. And then I'm going to skip it and do the rest, so the video's not super, super long. But what you're going to want to do is make sure you got yourself a couple minecarts. I mean, I think I've only got 1. Which is kind of a shame. All right, I've got 3 in there, which is kind of nice. And we're going to do this one at a time. So we're going to press the lever, and then we're going to push this guy down like so. And basically, he is going to stop at that trapdoor, that first trapdoor that is up. He's going to stop there. Just remember to have some redstone tracks set up as well. That will make things a little bit easier. Again, you don't actually need the redstone tracks, but as I said, it does make things a little bit easier. So you can see right now that this guy has just connected to a bed, and he has also stopped at this trapdoor. What we're going to do is jump to the back and remove this trapdoor. And then we can save it. And all we're going to do is go back to the front. All right, not in there. And if you do get trapped, you can, you know, use the trapdoors to get out. And basically, we want to give this guy a little bit of a nudge forward, okay? Just a little bit of a nudge forward, all right? Like this. Boom. All right, now he's going to fall in once we remove that. perfectly. Once your villager has dropped in, we have the very important job of linking him up. We then need our fletching tables. You should have 20 fletching tables. What you're going to want to do is hit this trapdoor just here, like that, and basically that will just keep him trapped in. Remove this block. Place a fletching table. He will connect to the fletching table, and then we're ready to go and get our next villager. Of course, you're going to need to set up that system again. So remove these temporary blocks. Place a couple of blocks here. Grab our rails. Make sure it's facing the right direction, just like that. Now we can go ahead and grab a villager. Grab the villager. Take him to the iron farm. I'm going to stop at the trapdoor. Dude, how are they breeding? What? This is not good. Don't want them to breed. Jeez Louise. How are they even breeding? Dude, a villager's broken right now. I don't know. We're going to carry on. Remove the trapdoor. And yeah, that was scary. If they breed in there, we're going to have trouble. Anyway, we're going to push this minecart forward. Just a little nudge. Make sure he's lined up perfectly where we want him. And then remove that. And he should fall in. Now, if he's on the edge like this, I mean, we do push him in like that. Again, villagers are very, very temperamental. So normally they just fall in straight away. Make sure the minecart's lined up and you should be alright. So remember, once they fell in, close that trapdoor, and we're simply going to grab our pickaxe again, remove this block, and add a fletching table, like so, and he should connect. Again, I'm not actually sure how they started to breed then, and I really hope they don't continue to breed, because I've got to bring another 18 villagers in. I'll see you once I've done that. Just before I do go and grab any more villagers, you may well start seeing iron golems spawn in the farm before it's even finished. If that is the case, just wait till the end and we can dispose of them afterwards. Also, remember, this is very, very, very important. Bring the villagers one at a time. If you bring them more than one at a time, things are going to mess up. Just bring them one at a time. Yes, it's a long process, but believe me, you're going to, you're not going to regret it. We are officially on our last villager. So let's just push this guy in. Oh, straight in, straight. Oh, iron golem, straight in. Ah! Yes. Alright, let's get him linked up. Perfect. And there we go. So now what we can do is remove our tracks. Next up, let's go and grab ourselves some leaves. We're going to literally, basically, cover these beds in leaves like this, making sure we do not miss any whatsoever. This is just going to prevent the golems from spawning on the beds. Of course, if you do have any golems up here at this point, just, you know, push them down. And we can also add leaves to these solid blocks on the villager pods. Of course, we're going to need to do that both sides. And to finish this off, just to make sure that these guys don't get struck by lightning and turn into witches, we're going to place a solid block above their head. But it's not actually above their head, it's just over their head. So a block like that. And then let's go ahead and remove that temp block from the corner, and we're going to go all the way down with a solid block, and then finish that off with some leaves. Finally, grab your string and add your string to your villager pods. Again, this is going to prevent the lightning, hopefully, from striking it and burning it down. Remember, anything I do to that pod, you're going to want to do to the other pod as well. Then just make sure you placed all your string over every leaf. The final step to completion is basically the water. Now, the more water buckets you have, the better. So, yeah, it's just a little bit faster. So, basically, you want to place a bucket of water in each corner like this. Just basically copy what I do and go all the way around, placing buckets of water in basically every single corner. And if you've done this correctly, it should all link up in the middle and push all of our golems down. It's going to be so much faster if you've got multiple buckets of water. One here, one here, one here, and I think this is the last one, or maybe that one's the last one. So one here, and then of course one there. Oh wait, one in this corner as well. And there we go. That is farm complete, and you can actually see the iron golems have been pushed down into our kill chamber. Now you could add an additional system that gets rid of the poppies and the string, but for the most part this thing is, I mean, you know, pretty epic. There we have it, the best iron farm in all of Minecraft. Again, if you are struggling and want some help with this farm or just your own design, feel free to jump over to the Jam Fam Discord server. Literally ask anyone and we'll try and help you. Again, old guy who is a villager specialist YouTuber, is a mod on our Discord server. So if you do have any villager related questions, he is the man to ask, and you can find the link in the description below. That being said, I will catch you on the next one.